This is Taylor McNeil with MediaPressTV.com, and today we have a bunch of tips for you. We're going to talk a little bit about terminal, rearranging things in the menu bar, key shortcuts, quick ways to change your sound settings, and we're going to talk a little bit about Quick Look. So let's get started. We're going to start with the terminal today. So you open up your terminal. And the first thing I'm going to tell you about is a feature called Say. Basically, you type in Say, and then whatever you want your computer to say. So I will say Hello World.
Hello, world.
And then from there it will tell you whatever you typed in the terminal. Not really all that useful, but it's kind of neat to have if you ever need to show off or you just want to play the sound back. The next one I'm going to tell you about is called Uptime. You type in Uptime, all one word, and it will tell you how long your computer's been on and the load averages. So these are two really neat, useful things in Terminal that will help you figure some things out and show off a little bit. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the menu bar. So we all know that it's easy to rearrange things in your dock, but it's not so easy to rearrange things in your menu bar. However, all you have to do is just hit down one key, and that's the command key. So I'm holding down command, and I can simply move things around in here. I can switch the order, or I can drag things off. Now there are some things that you can't move, like this. Unfortunately, I can't move this. I'd love to have this over here, but you just can't do that. Next, we're going to talk about our key shortcuts. So I figured out a couple of shortcuts that I think are really handy, and I'm going to show them to you. The first one is to make a new Finder window. Now this will work if you have one open or if you don't. So we hit Command N, and we instantly have our Finder window. Now you may be wondering how this is even useful. Well, I have an MP3 in my pictures folder, and I want to put it in a certain folder in my music folder. Instead of snapping to all of them, I can just hit Command N, go to my music, where I want it to be, and just drag it in. And this brings us right to our next one. Notice how it's sort of out of the grid, how it's not really even with all the other icons. Well, normally you'd have to go to View, Arrange By, Kind, and then that would arrange it. Or you can do the name, the date modified, the date created, those kind of things. A really simple way to do it is to just hit Control, Command, and 5. Doesn't work with this, that's why I have the keyboard down there. So I'm just going to do it this way, and it rearranges everything nicely for you. And it can be 1 through 6, and it'll rearrange them differently based on the name, the date modified, date created, the size, kind, or label. So the next thing is a neat little tip. I'm going to show you how to change your sound settings through System Preferences without even opening System Preferences. So normally, obviously, if you want to change anything about your sound, you have to go to System Preferences, then Sound, and here you have your input and output settings. There's a much easier way. You just hit Option, and then one of the sound keys, whether it's mute, lower, or raise the sound. You open it, and we're right here with 2 keys. So this is really helpful when you're switching between different things here with line in and the different microphones. Next thing I want to talk about is Quick Look. Now, I feel Quick Look is one of the most underused features in Leopard. When you think about it, it's really just a simple viewer, but it has a lot of powerful things under the hood. So let's open up something where I can show you this. So for instance, applications. Normally you'd have to hit an application, you'd have to hit this button, and then you get your Quick Look. Now, an easier way is to just hit Command Spacebar. Well, an easier way is to just hit Spacebar, and it brings it right up for you. You can do this on folders, all kinds of things. You can take it full screen, and it will bring you full screen about it. Of course, you can double click it, bring it back, and then bring it right back in just by hitting spacebar again. So this is a lot easier than going up to that little picture of the eye. Next I want to talk about in Quick Look are the different features that it has. So for pictures, I can open up a nice picture of a stormy beach here that I got from Interface Lift. Go full screen with it, it looks really nice. And I also have the option to add it to iPhoto. So if I click this button, it'll open up iPhoto and it'll automatically import it into my library. So I'm going to bring this right back. Movies are really helpful. So let's open this movie here. And the movie will play right inside of the window. And I can hit the spacebar and it'll go back to where it was. If I hit the spacebar again, it just continues playing. Of course, I can take it full screen. Also, with music. We can listen to MP3s or anything that iTunes supports through here. Just hit the spacebar, it opens it up, it brings the nice album artwork and gives you a little bit of information about the song. Of course, full screen. And once again, if I hit spacebar and bring it back, it just resumes playing. Now, another thing is, I'm going to show you a way to really change the way that you use Quick Look. Now, normally you just hit spacebar and bring it up, but actually you can just leave Quick Look open and just travel through the different folders and it'll give you information about all of it. So if you have a nice dual screen monitor set up or just a really nice big screen, you can resize this a little bit to save some room here. Notice those nice effects that it has, by the way, where just things sort of slide off. And I can just click around, go through my things, and get different information about all of them. This has been Taylor McNeil with MediaPressTV.com.